The shirt, the jacket, the pants. Objectively, this is an appealing outfit that will make me stand out and be interesting. But I'm just gonna cut straight to it. The single easiest way to be more interesting is not entirely on the looks. It does matter and it will help you, but there are 3 key factors I need you to understand when trying to appeal to way more people to find your group. Hello, I'm Arnel Arcega, and I'm going to teach you how to be more interesting in every situation, anywhere you go. When we think of interesting dynamics, interesting situations, and ways to make ourselves more appealing without being people pleasers, we need to look at how we can get those people to like us in the first place. Like I said, it's all about the appearance, but also much more. And the first major thing I want you to understand in the idea of becoming more interesting everywhere you go is the law of attraction. Attraction is the gravitational magnitude. It sounds explicit and a lot, but in the simplest way possible, it's just getting people to meet your level. When we think of attraction, we think of guys and girls who are trying to get a romantic partner, but that isn't the full gist of attraction. Attraction is pulling in so many different people from several different parts of the world, several different areas and backgrounds, all by being yourself. What I mean is being yourself is one of the dumbest and yet most effective lessons I understand. It's one that I've used for the past several years in my school life, but I've also understood a larger, more interesting way to see this dynamic. Being yourself does not mean fully being attracted to what you can desire. What I mean is being yourself is all about doing the right things. The tactic of attraction doesn't involve just the sheer way of looking. Looks will help. As a whole, objectively, I can say I'm a pretty confident and charming guy, but it's all about the presentation. The presentation of attraction is what makes attraction so fun. It is not logical. As a guy, I tend to think about how tons of romantic ideals and other parts of the world tend to be logical. But in the case of attraction, it's not. It's simply not. People will be attracted to you and people won't be attracted to you. For the past year of my life, I made over hundreds of friends both online and in real life through my own interactions with them. Some worked relatively well. I go out with them every once in a while, and in particular, I have several stories to tell from said experiences. And yet, in other cases, I don't become friends with them. The attraction is simply not there, and it's all about putting yourself forward to know the difference between what works and what doesn't. That alone signals attraction. Attraction, like I said, is the magnitude. It's pulling other people closer to you. And to be more interesting, it's all about the presentation. But how do we get to the point of elevating this said presentation? How can we evolve from our own average situations and make for more grandiose experiences? This is where the second key tip comes in. The second big thing I want you to understand about being more interesting is stimulation. Attraction is the objective part. It's honestly about the presentation, all the while coming from a lens. We see it from a certain perspective, whether you're a guy or a girl. In the case of getting more people to like you, to be more interesting, as I would call this video, you need to be stimulated and more or less stimulate others. Stimulation is a lot. It's honestly one of those negative connotations that's taken a toll due to how much influence this world has changed. We see this in things such as social media, AI, and all these other brain-inducing and horrific things that shape our mind. When we scroll on Twitter, we think of some of the worst things possible. When we scroll on Instagram, we see so many people better than us. And when we scroll on TikTok, we lose our brains just a little bit more. And for those who come to this video, I'm telling you, the biggest key about being more interesting is to avoid those things. The biggest problem much of the world faces, especially young men, are social media, video games, and a lack of awareness. These 3 honestly are the ones that shape the worst in people, especially in young men similar to me. And for those who want to get better, to be able to attract girls, make great friends, and even influence all different sides of what you desire, then you need to stimulate what people want. In a lot of cases, we don't know what people want. In a lot of cases, we see the different areas and logistics. But once again, going back to that attraction talk, nothing about this is logistical. Nothing about appearance and glamour is all about playing into the cards right. That is for work, and that is for creating something, which is what I talk about on my main channel, which you can check out after this video. But in the case of just making more about how to be more interesting, to visually look interesting and to appeal more interestingly, the actions you do need to stimulate others. They need to boost them, make them feel some sort of way, whether it's angry, maddening, or even just straight up insane. Nothing illegal, obviously, but do something that will affect people. Do it in a manner that will shape the way they think, make them feel good. Sometimes it could be like a game of cards, or hell, it could be holding a whole bunch of bananas. How do I know? Because I did these dumb challenges in my own school. I did them just for the sake of entertainment, and while many people will lose respect for me in that, in a similar vein, that's how you can get the interest you want. You have to play into the character you want, and that's how you stimulate people. Picture yourself as a character. You are a human, yes, but think of characters in your favorite movies, TV shows, and books. Think about how they interact with people and who you truly desire to be. Because, to simply put it, you are playing a character in this PvP world we live in. And to understand how well you can get the people you want, to get the support, the social links as I call it, to get that simple level of ease, you need to build upon yourself and to play into that role. To be strong and athletic, wear more athletic clothes. If you want to be more intelligent and smart, wear the nerdy but sophisticated clothes. For this, I'm feeling a lot more energized. I'm feeling a lot more relaxed and ease, and that's why I can explain this well here. It's professional enough while still having a distinct identity. You came to this video because of the thumbnail with me, with this outfit. And that alone will shape how you think about what things matter and how it can not only impact you, but make yourself more interesting. Going back just a tad bit, I mentioned the idea of improving oneself, to improve in a specific area so you could play into your character. That shapes my final discussion of this video. The third and final thing you need to do to make yourself more appealing to the people you want to attract is the idea of just doing what you want. This is the golden rule, the single most important rule of this entire video. Do what you want in the fact that not only what you can do is limitless, but what you want is what you want. Once again, you're playing a character. You do whatever you want. You don't tell what the other people are doing. You're on your main quest getting what you need desired. However, I do suggest you need to do what is right. Do what you want in the manner that is right. If you firmly believe drinking that disgusting coffee or drinking another soda and sugary drink is fine, then that's okay. It's going to bring down your brain and how well you can focus, but it sure as hell makes you interesting. If you can do whatever it takes to get people's attention without being a people pleaser, then you have to do what's right. It's all about the discipline. And as a young guy myself, we have to think about how well we can treat our discipline to put more work into the areas we want. In delivering on this said message, I do believe that we have the power to change things. We have the power to not only think more creatively of our space, but also create whatever we want. So that's why I suggest to do whatever you personally want, because more likely than not, those periods of my life when I'm just relaxing in my chair or just doing and positioning myself in the most odd manner possible, people are more interested in me. When I sit stiff with my arms shuttered or my arms tightened across, I don't look tough. You look stupid as hell. And that's the worst way I want to see you. So don't be a damn idiot and try to impress others by doing something you don't want. Relax, chill, and breathe. Breathe in the air around us. And it sounds amazing, but it's honestly a hard tactic I feel much of the young men and women in society struggle with. Especially coming from America, it's hard enough to see how people blatantly just choose violence over everything else. And that's what people don't want. If you want to attract the right girls and make the best kinds of male friends possible, then you need to have fun in the ways of just doing what you want. Be attractive in the areas you desire, i.e. do what's right to improve on that said area, stimulate others, and finally, do what you want. When you understand all three of these tactics, I guarantee you will be the most interesting person in that room with tens of stories to tell. Even if everything goes wrong, tell that story. If you want to get more specific on what to tell in storytelling, you can check out my main channel right after this one. Along with these other videos, understand that you can get better at communicating with people, with guys, girls, and just anyone in general. I'm here to help. And until next time, keep on talking and keep on communicating. I'll see you then.